Hello, and good morning. My name is Richard In. I'm an attorney and the Executive Director of Korean American Civic Empowerment. Today, we are at the Met Church to hold our first KACE CLC, also known as the Collegiate Leadership Conference. Today, we've invited several college students around the Eastern North region to come together and to have a discussion about professionalism, networking, their futures, grassroots activism, and a whole bunch of other things that I think that is very lacking in conversations and discussions in our communities. We hope that by the end of this conference that the students here leave empowered with a new set of friends and networks and be able to really, find their place in the Korean community. Thank you, and we hope to see you all soon. All right, folks, you guys all know me, or if I forgot to introduce myself as you came in, apologies. My name is Richard In. I am an attorney. I'm also the Executive Director here at Korean American Civic Empowerment, the Korean name being Simin Chamnyeol Center. We're often mistaken with some other orgs here now and then, but it's because we do a lot of collaborative work in the community. As you were coming in, you should have received a folder with today's program, along with some other materials from 2021 and 2022. For this, I kind of wanted a more community feel, a more intimate vibe, right? The theme for this year's CLC is building community. Okay, let's move on. All right, so I have some slides over here, right? What is a networking? What even is networking, right? What do you guys imagine when you think of a network, right? Or like imagine a net. Right? Imagine like a net or like a spider web or whatever. There's a lot of connections, right? It's about connections, it's about community. That's not a quote, but like I just need to emphasize, because I know there's a lot of people out there that says every event is a networking event, but I say, yeah, any event can be a networking event, but not every event should be one, right? There's the term nunchi in Korean. We got to have nunchi. Like if you're at your friend's kid's birthday party, that's not really a place to be going around like handing business cards. Like you got to like get the vibe of the area. Unless these are all people that just do that naturally. And I know. And then here's the thing with like a lot of Koreans in business, it's just like a cultural thing. The second you meet someone new, you hand them your business card. It's strange to people outside our culture. So I do that, but I explain to them saying this is what we do as Koreans. It's not just me coming off as really really pushy. It's just what I do, right? So that helps like break the ice. It brings up more things that I can talk about. My cultural heritage, the social activist stuff that I'm working on, right? Because that's part of my identity. And so when it comes to networking, you need some basic takeaways, right? So the first one we're going to talk about is maintaining integrity and professionalism. Also, like in your books, it's not just this stuff here. If anyone wants to take notes, like there's a section for that if you want it. You don't have to, but it's there if you need it. And if you need pens, we have some extra over here, and you can take the pens with you. It's totally fine. So yeah, professionalism and integrity. What does anyone know what integrity means?
네, 안녕하세요. 박재진 변호사입니다. 오늘 젊은 친구들이 지금 모였습니다. 대학에서 지금 학생으로 있는 친구들 모였는데요. 이 학생들에게 한인 사회란 무엇인가? 그리고 한인 사회에서 커뮤니티 액션, 우리 그라스루트 액티비즘이 우리가 이 작은 사회잖아요. 뭐 메인스트림에 있는 것도 아니고 우리는 작은 미국 전체 인구 따져도 1%도 되지 않는 작은 커뮤니티인데 우리 커뮤니티가 어떻게 우리가 살고 있는 곳을 좀 더 좋은 곳으로 우리 한인들이 좀 더 살기에 편한 곳으로 또 우리 2세들이 그 차별당하지 않고 좀 존중받는 커뮤니티의 일원이 될 수 있는지 그 방법에 대해서 이야기를 할 것입니다.
There are so many lawyers in Manhattan. I'm one of them. Also, he's one of them. Lawyers, a lot of different things. As you know, I'm a staff attorney. I joined the case in 2006, and then I was a volunteer in since 2003. So it has been about 20 years. I've been known her when she was a baby. And today I'm I was supposed to give you basic introduction about grassroots activism, and in the afternoon, I will briefly talk about, the voting rights and the civic participation part. I didn't know you guys are almost our interns, internship coordinator, interns, and who are not interns in KACE. Only one? Oh, you may already know those stuffs that I will cover today, but let's refresh everything. Let's refresh. Since you were in college, you were out of community, and then you were not thinking about Korean community in Flushing or in New Jersey, and I think you have to refresh what you can do. When you go to graduate college, think about the community again. And when especially who are trying to do something in I heard 2 or 3 are their major is political science or something. Political science is always related to the community. Even if you wanted to be a diplomat, who is working on in other traveling all over the world, you must understand where the community first, because everything is local in political world. Everything is local. You shouldn't think about this. I believe in 2014. 2014, there was a really strong guy in Republican Party. He is majority leader. His name is, I believe, Eric Cantor or something. He was from Virginia. So he was a really, really conservative guy. And then he was really influenced of one of the guy, who wanted to work in House of Representatives. You have to ask him. But what happened is this: he lost his election in his district. Yeah, it's local. The local people decided kick him out, and then everything was changed in there. And recently, I believe there was one other similar situation happened too. So, if you wanted to do something, change the world, change your community, you should understand the community first. And I was thinking about how I can, deliver the message, about the importance of the community. You are interns. You already know that. I already made this PowerPoint presentation last year, and I changed it some for this thing. So today's the seminar. You may already know this, but let's have refreshment again. And I just prepared a brief history of the universe. Oh no, not Korean community. I just copied that. So, you should understand. Actually, you may think in this way. Oh, you know what? My parents came to the United States in 2000. Why I care about the Koreans in the United States? That is more than 200 years. Why do I care? Because you have to understand that part. Because to understand how those people who are not Koreans are seeing us, how they recognize us, what they are expecting us. If you know that, it's from the history. How you will know that how they treated us. Asians. The Asians are latecomers in the United States. So to see that, you should know about this. They cannot distinguish Chinese and Korean and Japanese and all look together, right? Look same, right? There's no way they can distinguish unless you ask them, whether you are Chinese or Korean. But it all started from this, Chinese Exclusion Act. It's famous, you may saw that, the bride in pictures. Have you ever heard about that? That also happened in Koreans too. When you get married, you just decide which person to marry by just watching the picture. That's it. Because, they excluded everybody. Someone who in China, no one can come. until they marry. So they married, they see the picture, marry, and get the visa, and then come to United States. It is the first time to see their spouse.
It's like to be professional in front of people. Voting rights and grassroots activism is a huge part of the case, which is why we actually inputted that into this conference. And it's crucial, it's not just Korean American centric, it's something that every American citizen should be aware of. Grassroots activism just tends to be our forte. We rely on grassroots activist mechanisms in order to propel a lot of events, a lot of legislation reforms, and stuff like that. So we're gonna go dive in and learning about how voter registration drive works. We're just gonna go briefly outlining what the voter registration forms look like, what you're supposed to do, and how do you execute voter registration drives in campuses, in your local community places, stuff like that. Okay, so what is voter registration? Why is it important? So anyone want to try to guess? I know it's written on the board, but anyone want to try to guess? Why do you think it's important?